Chat, I have put all of the good red and white cards into our deck, and we're going to attack and trigger Winota Joiner of Forces because she is no longer banned in Historic Brawl. Let's play some games of Magic. This is the deck tech. I don't have more than that. I have to pay money to play Brawl? This is some bullshit. Take your blood money, Watsy. At least on Moto, when they make me pay money, they give me real money back. Omnath, eh? Well, our hand looks good. Needs to draw some lands. Okay, it's a good start. Whoa, whoa. Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Got 2 more shots and an untapped land here, chat. Come on, land. Wow! Omnath into Fabled Passage. This is some bullshit right here. Ain't even fair. Ain't even fair, chat. Stone Rain! Oh no! Oh no! That's okay, we'll get him in game 2. We'll get him in the post-board games. Oh, right. If I kill this, they just get to recast it. Yikes. Yikes. All right, now for sideboarding, we're going to want to... Oh. Well, shit. Got a YouTube recommendation to be in an owl suit. Yeah, that's something we did. It's fine. We'll have to draw more lands next time. Wait, their commander is Teferi, hero of making people sad? That's kind of messed up, chat. It's kind of messed up. Counter spells. What if I just don't cast spells, chat? Oh yeah, I should pay 3 to draw my companion. As a parent, this is something I don't get to do very often, so when we cast this spell, I want to really just soak it in. Get that. Look at that. Moving on up. Be-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do-do-do. Be-do-do. Be-do-do-do. Oh, we get a free mulligan? That's good to know. Oh, it even says free mulligan. Well, my hand's busted, so I'm not mulliganing. Not today, Satan. Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. M'lady? I wasn't ready, chat. I wasn't ready. Yikes! There's my lady. There's my lovely lady, chat. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We're so good at this. And someone wanted to cut my marauding raptors. What a monster, wanting to get rid of my raptor. Raptor. We get a free mulligan, right? Think we're gonna take it this time? Noise? No! I had to draw and grasp marauders. Some nonsense. I shouldn't have to draw this card yet. Thanks for the 18 months. It's a long time. I appreciate you keeping me around. Renegade Egg, good morning. Welcome back. I will say the commander animation looks pretty slick. Oh, this makes all 5 colors of mana because of this, right? Since color identity is everything. Wacky. One untapped land, please. And it's like, it's not even right to plow this, right? Because if I plow it, I mean, I guess I plow it because otherwise they activate it. But like they just get to recast it, right? It sucks to do it, but you're also obligated to do it. Because like it finds a land every time it comes into play. Yeah, but like it doesn't cost 2 more because Golos finds land. It costs 1 more. And this land's gonna be Field of the Dead. Excuse me? Well, I guess they know about Rune Blaster. Can I have an untapped land, please? Is Field legal in Brawl? It is. I don't know what their last card is, but I'm not finding out this turn. Thanks, Ace. With Marauders in hand, I don't know that this can be very good. Now that's some bullshit. Our deck's really good when we have lands to cast Winota on curve. I think the people that told me I should cut a land during deck building have steered me wrong and I should put an extra land back in here. Honestly, I could probably even justify going up 2 lands. Because the fact that you could recast Winota after they kill her is a big deal, and it kind of encourages you to play more lands. As is usually the case, Magic players are bad and want to cut lands. I think we're on 39. If anything, you should double down and cut another, or something like that. Yeah, I have a couple of ramp things. I mean, I don't want stuff like Helix. Maybe they have rates on have Helix and Bolt in the deck. At the very least, I'm cutting that for 1 more Helix for 1 more land. Bolt's probably fine. It's a little bit of reach. Yeah, I mean, like, this is an aggro EDH deck. Yeah, I have War Boss. I don't know, best of 1 is weird. I always feel like kind of unsatisfied after best of 1 gameplay. It just doesn't hit the same. I don't feel like the tension is there. I think this is bad because it doesn't have, like, the Mana Tithe and lands are fine, but it doesn't have things to trigger Winota. There are 2 drops of human. Yeah, speaking as someone who looks at a lot of deck lists, the thing I consistently do is add lands to people's decks. Magic players are pretty greedy. I think my opponent's going to play their Winota on curve and kill us, chat. Well, m'lady. You get to play Glory Bee out next turn and attack with it. In addition to my Marauders. You'll break serve because we're luckier. You love to see it. Maybe. I guess they have 12 looks at their Marauders this turn. 18 looks. Sorry, did I stutter? And 18 looks. Yeah, Shatter Skull does not get doubled by Marauders. Why would they not attack with Winota here? Because I don't want to trade Winotas, I guess. Oh no! They get to take my dragon, chat. That's our route to victory. Am I dead? Target creature becomes a coward. Cowards can't block warriors. Why can't I block this? This is a knight. Oh, it's protection from multicolored. Got it. Magic. More you know, chip. You're dead. Being on the play seems pretty good. That's fair. We'll get him on the play for game 2. Uh-oh. Agree that being on the draw is a big sad. Hey, keep this right. We can usher. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4, curving right out the door. He says optimistically, thinking he's going to draw an additional land. Oh, and now we go tapped land savior. There were no sideboarding. Would you still like best of 3 for reducing the variance on play versus draw? Yeah, and not only do you reduce variance in that aspect, Dalek, but you also reduce, and this is less of a problem in EDH because you see the commanders, but like in normal Magic, best of 3 also reduces variance by virtue of letting you make appropriate mulligans in games 2 and 3. So one of the things I actually really like about this format is the fact that you know what you're playing against before you take your mulligans. I think that's a very skill-intensive part. Mulligans are one of the most skill-intensive parts of Magic, and the fact that you don't get to make intelligent mulligan decisions for a large chunk of your games is a big deal. You too, Endercap. Good morning, good morning. Hey, morning, Atomic. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you, so welcome back. Fisher Swamp, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Yeah, Runeterra, Mythgard, Hearthstone, basically every other major digital card game gives players information so they can make intelligent mulliganing decisions. Opponent is on Counterspell Tribal. See him? How do they give information? Yeah, the heroes, like, give you a little bit of information. It doesn't obviously tell you everything that they're doing, but it tells you a good chunk. Runeterra does something similar where you see your opponent's champions in their deck before the game starts, before you make your mulligans. Alright, time to start jamming. Alright, so like, we're in a pretty okay spot. They don't sweep the board, you know, famous last words. Come on, cast a Golos. What's the worst that could happen? Welcome to the Space Jam, opponent. I'll do it again, I swear. think I take my free mulligan on this. Only one creature to play pre-Winota seems bad. Sure. The Legion has landed, shit. Got me. Okay, can we get a red source next turn, huh? No, I don't think a free mulligan on the draw is good enough. I don't think that really fundamentally addresses the issues that you have there. This Winota deck doesn't seem particularly compelling. We'll try like one or two more, but I think we're gonna try the Yarok deck. Is it just Omnath the format? Yeah, it seems like the format is just people playing Omnath and Golos. It's all 4 and 5 color big mana ramp. Is that pretty typical for EDH? Wait, there's different matchmaking for different commanders? So it's forced non-variety. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well let's try Yarok then, and see if Yarok lets us queue into something that's not. We've played like We played like probably close to a dozen games now and only played against like 4 commanders. What if instead of having, here's an idea. What if instead of having separate ladders for different commanders, they instead just balance the format based so things were better power level with each other? What if instead they chose to manage their format with the ban list? Then Omnath and Winota ban, fine, if that's what it takes. Does it tell me that? Does it tell me that anywhere, by the way? In here, when I go into this brawl queue. Students of Strixhaven, what's your major 100 card brawl? It doesn't tell me there's power leveling based on, like, it just doesn't tell me in client at all that if I play bad decks, I'll get to play against other bad decks. Not in client, no, just the article. That's a bad joke. The communication there is bad. And this is the other part of that. Like, playing mirror matches kind of fucking sucks in Magic a lot of the time, right? So, like, when you queue based on power level, like, the number of mirrors you get automatically goes up a pretty significant amount, right? Because, like, they're guaranteed to be in the same pool if you're basing on just commander for power level. And you can see the matchmaking algorithm instantaneously, right? Like, we went from only playing against the same 3 commanders with Winota to immediately queuing into a mirror and then Corvold here, 2 commanders we didn't see at all in the last dozen once we changed to Yarok. Thanks for the tier 1 sub, D-Dave. Appreciate the support. Alright, chat. I'm not promising I'm going to play all or even most of them. Link me some shit tier commanders for brawl decks in chat. I wanna get down in the pits, chat. I want the widest range of garbage we could possibly play against. Give me whatever the worst possible bracket is. That's the bracket I want to be in. The Yargle bracket. I would believe Yargle is at the bottom of the bracket. I want to get rid of this. I could play Godzilla. Well then. Alright, they put him back in the command zone. Oh, Gitrog Monster! Can I play Gitrog Monster? Is there a Gitrog Monster deck? Someone hook me up with a Gitrog Monster deck. Hook it up, chat. This format seems a lot more fun when we're in the shipwreck. Oh, Clothis could be sweet. Yeah, someone hook up a Clothis deck too. Where's the export? One uncommon wild cards. I shall pay this incredible cost. The Great Wumbo. Thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Emil the Blessed. I don't know what that card does, so it's gotta be terrible. Oh, it's a blink deck. Oh yeah, that sounds great. Alright. The unicorn. All right, we're gonna play some real garbage. No wait, why can't I? Why isn't it valid? 100 card historic brawl. Oh, the Indith tribe's not legal. Got it. Got it. Wait, there were no Ifnir Deadlands in this deck by default? That's gotta be wrong. Wait, there wasn't a Blooming Marsh? Damn it! Press a pick, you linked me a deck that's terrible. Doesn't even have dual lands in it. So there's no Snarl? I wanted the core to be terrible, not for it to be missing just like base fundamental things. There's no pathway. All right, I'm gonna assume that this is awful. Okay, where is the different one? There's a different one. I'm gonna delete this one Because I no longer believe in what this is doing. The other one had decent lands. Alright, we'll start there. I like how... they added 100-card Brawl to the client, but didn't give the client the ability to recognize deck lists that are imported with it. Kind of incredible. Why are there snow-covered swamps and regular swamps? Can anybody explain to me why there's a split of these? Oh, Field of the Dead. Got it. Thank you. That makes sense. Speaking of, I should have Escape Shift in here, right? Man, look at that client lag trying to add cards to this thing. Man, look at all these terrible cards. That's what I'm talking about. I want to be in the terrible deck bracket shit. It's like, this looks like it could solidly get us into the terrible deck bracket. There's a Harness Infinity. Exchange your hand in graveyard. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I need a cut for my Escape Shift. What am I cutting? Are there really only 37 lands in this deck? That's gotta be wrong, right? I guess we have, like, Balaged. I guess we have a lot of things that find lands. Alright. Was it 41 with the flips? Okay. There were a lot of spell lands. Sure. Cody is considered a top tier because it's 5-color. So the person that linked me Cody, the lots of color commanders are automatically in the higher tier, I think. Look at that. Look at that. We're working our way further down, chat. We understand how the system works, and we need to work within it. Alright, one and 2 color commanders only from here on out, chat. I want to be in the pits. I want to get down, get my hands dirty. Yeah, so we started with Winota, but Winota's one of the good commanders, and I didn't like being in the good commander bracket. The good commander bracket was not fun. Colorless is the 5-head play. Oh, blue-green super friends with Casmina. Does anybody have that built? Someone hook that up if you've got it built already. That sounds excellent. Wow, Dream Eater is rude. They get to surveil twice and send my board back to my hand. That's fine. I'd probably rather this be a land than a creature anyways, right? Hey, good to have you back, Mellow Man. So, I was a little bit iffy on how I felt about the power-based matchmaking, but thinking about the things that turn in my head, knowing that it exists, it's probably an incredibly good thing to have. To just, like, throw all the tryhards together. I think I want this to be a land at this point. This is Commander. Who's the commander for Historic Brawl Dead Guy Ale? Asking the real questions. Kaya or Sorin? Luris. Luris is a nice scrappy value card. You do Kaldheim, Kaya? It has to be black and white. Valar is ward, thanks to the follow. Come on, wizard. Okay, now I have a... Now that I'm thinking about this more, chat. Why isn't this format always available? Why isn't there a queue always on for this? Probably money. Yeah, that's fair. This card's Mardu, though, right? It's not black-white? Yeah, that's Mardu. Because Wendy's hides it in the same place they hide all the pretzel rolls. It's a really weird way of enforcing social matchmaking I do in EDH anyways. I won't sit with anyone who has an Omnath deck because they're playing to win and I play to have fun. Yeah, honestly, it seems great. No joke. Do we plow Thassa? It denies them a... I could just plow this. Makes the Thassa not be a creature anymore, and then they can't blink this. I think that's the line. And, like, next turn we can Blood Chief's Thirst the Thassa's Oracle. The bad Strixhaven Dragons have to be in the trash bracket. Yeah, I would imagine. Oh, is this not optional? Oh, it draws them a card. That's cute. So I have to get rid of that, right? Otherwise it just bounces all my stuff. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. This is 10, so I can go get Frog. Get Frog plus Gargoth next turn. So we're dead, right? Yeah, it's infinite turns. All right, well, poor little Gitrog Monster. My poor little Gitrog Monster never had a chance, chat. It's just trying to get this bracket is too competitive. We must go deeper. I'm gonna play a couple with the Gitrog Monster, chat. And then maybe after the Gitrog Monster, we'll build Black-White Sewer. We might build Black-White Sewer. All right. I have another question, and I'm very prepared to be disappointed by the answer to the question I'm about to ask. How long is this format available for on Arena?
Glad I could help with your not being on fire
When does it leave? Oh, we have all week? We have all week. That's so exciting. I wasn't prepared for all week to be the answer, chat. That's like, I was expecting someone to tell me like, today's the last day, it ends on when the weekend ends. It's exciting. He's Friday. Okay, maybe we'll play a bunch this week then. I am officially taking Historic Brawl deck submissions. If you have them, lay them on me. Now, I still got some actual Historic deck submissions, but non-submissions for his non-submissions, I think we're gonna do some other formats like this. The frog's getting a little expensive, chat. It's an Ula frog. Get that? Only cast their commander one time, champ. No, there aren't licensing problems with Commander on Arena. They just don't want you playing Commander because it's less profitable for them. What do we think about using Intervention to exile their graveyard? No, Field of the Dead's legal. That's just like, God, that's so, like, takes like this. Come on, stop being a fucking bootlicker, U60. They literally don't have to rebuild shit to have this format I am currently playing. I am literally playing 100-card Commander right now. Nobody reasonable is asking them to snap their fingers and add multiplayer to the client. I'm saying this thing that I am currently playing right now on your screen, just make it always be available. I agree with you, multiplayer's not gonna happen, but that's not what I asked for. What I asked for was this format that I'm already playing right now in front of you, have there always be a queue for it. That's it, that's all I want. It ain't that complicated. There's been some casualties, chat. There's been some casualties. Alright, we're gonna play another one or two with the Gitrog Monster chat because I like the Gitrog Monster, but it's never been playable on Arena before, and it's exciting that it's playable. And by playable, I mean it's playable because they sorted us by power level and put us in the pits with the other bad commanders. Honestly, hats off to the Arena team or whoever came up with the idea that they were going to power level things based on the different commander power levels. It's so elegant. I agree. A lot of the power level of multiplayer commander is kept in check by multiplayer, like people making like casual rules and stuff for it. So the fact that this is able to kind of emulate that balance in a way by grouping them based on power level is fantastic. I think it seems like a great idea. I spent a lot of time casting Gitrog Monster when it was standard legal. Definitely a pet card of mine. Thanks for the 10 months, McPatches. Welcome back. Nobody paid me. I just didn't feel like playing more actual historic because actual historic is not well balanced at the moment. I've got some data to highlight that is not well balanced at the moment tomorrow morning. We will be having an installment of Meta Monday tomorrow. And boy golly, let me tell you, based on the data I started putting together last night, it is ugly. Missing a white source in their Bant deck, looks like. Destroy a creature, get a land. Sounds like exactly what I want to do. Yeah, but you're correct, but you're also incorrect. Let me Pikachu, because the Arena deck strength matchmaking in the other queues is based on the rarity composition of your deck, is my understanding, which is fundamentally different than looking at individual commanders and sorting the commanders based on projected power level based on commander. So, like, you are right in the actually sense, being a pedantic Magic player, but in the context of what I'm talking about and why this is good, this is a key fundamental difference. If a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control that is the same name of another creature you control. Oh, so this just makes all your creatures cantrip in this format. Let's guess. Gasoline. I'm gonna start just making tokens here.
Leave me be, it will escape you. We are the apex predators.
The apex predators. Okay, so let's make some more wolves. Got 7 mana here. I think we probably want to kill their Ramp Dork here. It feels like we're the beatdown at the moment. So I think I want to go ahead and kill this and then attack with my wolf pack. Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead is legal. This is the reason why we have snow basics. That's pretty terrifying. Alright. We Grim Tutor for an answer to that? Not really. Yeah, what if I kill my wolf, huh? What do we get that kills a wolf? Murderous Rider? Just gotta make sure we don't get one that says opponent's creature.
Join the stampede, my companions.
Join the stampede. Alright, we have one game where we cast our Gitrog a bunch, and then we had another where we just didn't cast him at all. I mean, even if they were at 1 there, the Yarok is an emblem, so the game's probably done. I have a bunch of stuff. Emery. God, the trash bracket is great, chat. God bless the trash bracket. If I'm gonna be honest, I was ready to start Ratchet and Clank early. When we were just playing the 2 good decks that we started with. We were playing Winota. Now we're gonna play 45 more minutes of Commander before we move along. I'm looking forward to Ratchet and Clank 2, but we're gonna fill the entire slotted Magic time for sure. Yeah, we're starting Ratchet and Clank today for the first time, the new one. Yikes! Should have mulliganed, chat. This is gonna get very silly very quickly if we get to, Oh, Emery! Does Emery's text reduce the commander tax? It does. Okay, that seems pretty good. Come on, land. At least they're also missing lands, I suppose. Lands are a little more important for our deck than their deck, though, I'd imagine. Today's build was neat. Definitely felt like it had some interesting things going on to it. So, I'm gonna get Field of the Dead. Should I Bajuka Bog them? In the future, consider using the reply function, or tag the person you're talking to if you're responding to somebody else and not me. I agree with your conclusion. The people saying, well, why don't they just add commander like in paper? Those people are being unreasonable. Commander in paper 1 takes the entire magic card pool to get added. Just reached limited mythic. Hey, congrats. Wonder what, like, their payoff is. That'll be sweet for later. So I'm gonna have 4 mana total after I cast this Vastwood Surge. So I already have snow-covered swamp and regular forest, so I'll grab each of the other ones. Zombie, 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 hey, hey. The people that asking why I sequenced Hour of Promise before this, I wanted to get rid of the Mystic Forge with Bog before they could cast it with Emery, and Hour of Promise gets any land. Man, what kind of jerk would play Ugin the Spirit Dragon in this format? Just you'd have to be a total bully to do that.
Surprisingly flexible. Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Maybe I'm supposed to shoot some of their stuff. Maybe I'm supposed to like shoot the weaponsmith and then attack. Their Ugin. I think that was a mistake. I think I should have shot the weaponsmith and then attacked their Ugin. Elia, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Oh, Emery recast their artifact creatures for free. It's a good observation. That's fine, though. Then they're not pressuring this. Definitely should have shot this, though. At a certain point, we're going to get to Harness Infinity. It's going to be great. Oh, wow. This card's actually kind of scary. Huh? I need to get rid of that one. Yeah, ticking Blast Zone to 3 seems good. Agree.
Consider this a warning.
A warning. All right, so they have spires now. We get more zombies going here.
Ah, the living are just so greedy. I prefer friends in low places.
I'm gonna continue pressuring this because making them use their mana to recast this each turn seems fine, and they could just zero this to clear all my tokens anyways. That seems great for us. And then I've got 5 mana up here, so Blast Zone's gonna crank up to 3 next turn. It does mean we lose our Phyrexian Arena, but it clears a lot of their stuff out. It gets rid of this Strixhaven Stadium and their Replicant Ring, and it makes them recast Emery. Maybe get Gitrog into play before we sack it, so we draw a card when we sack Blast Zone. Also, dumping our hand a little bit so we can eventually play Harness Infinity has a lot of appeal. Liliana makes Sodfoil zombies. I know, the shame. You know, people were talking about how they probably don't have this format on because they want to try and they don't think they make money off of it. Commander players love foils, chat. Like, foiling a Commander deck on here is not cheap. A lot of random cards you need to do it. Okay. Are we in trouble? Like, I have Gitrog Monster. How are they close to winning? They have to have 50. They turned off my Planeswalkers? Yeah, they turned off their Ugin too. Yeah, it's letting them draw an extra card per turn catches them back up. I don't know. This game seems like it's pretty close to parity at the moment. They can't clear my zombie tokens anymore either, which is meaningful. Nice. Sweet pickup there. Do I want to use this to pick something back up? I don't think I do, right? I think I just want to make zombies. And I want to get my hand empty so I can harness infinity, right? We finished top 32 in the 5K yesterday. We could die here, I suppose, right? They cast a bunch of spells with this. We're dead on board. Oh, they have the oven. The Winding Road. Thanks for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay, so... Do I kill their immortal son now so I can kill their Emery? I think so, right? Oh, they have to go above 50, so they didn't have lethal. That's a good call. Okay, and then they can maze this, and they block this, and the Ugin lives. I think we Liliana grab back Beanstalk Giant.
Back from the dead.
I look sick with the green black border. Try and make enough zombies here to oh, okay, yep. So I should sack Bajuka Bog next turn so we can potentially harness it back and exile their graveyard, right? They'll make their Emery a lot less scary.
Wipe that smug look off your face.
Sequencing opponent. Sequencing. Oh, I guess maybe they wanted to mill themselves because this is like arbitrary to recast. Yeah, that's probably fine. My Witherbloom campus might scry us into something reasonable here. Lord of the Gorge, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Harmonize. That sounds great. I have 4, 5, 6, 7 exactly left over after. Nice. And that destroys Vantress Gargoyle. I probably don't want to kill a Gargoyle with this though, huh? I guess it protects the... I guess it protects Ugin. I'm gonna downtick Ugin. Yeah, they have a thing. I'm talking about Castle attacking me.
flames burn beyond perception.
I think I'm gonna kill the castle to protect my Ugin. I think I just want the zombie friends from the migration path also ramping. So in case my Gitrog Monster dies a couple more times seems fine. They're not gonna bother attacking with this because they have this. Sweet. The games of Magic have been much better since we started playing in the trash tier. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, but don't go anywhere. I have to replace some more Gitrog Monster for a half hour, 45 minutes when I come back. Thanks for hanging out, folks. It's not trash tier, it's fun tier. Listen, chat, I'm not proud. I can call it the trash tier. I ain't too proud. Call a spade a spade. This hand doesn't have any early acceleration, so I'll take our free mulligan here. This is fine. Where's the Brawl channel on Discord? There's a Singleton channel. Hey, Draken. All of the other formats on Arena right now are not in amazing spots. This has been fun. Decided I wanted to try it, and it's been amusing. Thanks for the tier 3 and the 32 months. Dryad, not so good when we don't have more lands to play out yet. They know we don't have another land because we missed our land drop. Okay. If I'm being honest, if this format's available all week, I might not bother with standard. Might just play Sweet Brawl decks all week. We'll see. We'll see. We have an okay number of people in here right now. We'll see how the YouTube video does.
Krakens. Just can't help myself. One drop ripples and grows.
100 card historic brawls available all week. Why 100 cards? Because it's Commander. Commander is a 100 card format, Hamlin.
I love to make a splash.
We played a couple of tryhard commanders that were not very fun, and then we've been playing Gitrog Monster, and it's been fun. They have power level based matchmaking, so when you queue up with the good commanders like Winota, you just only play against the same 3 other things. Whereas when you queue up with a trash commander like Gitrog Monster, you played against a huge range of things. Once upon a time, there was a Tranquil Thicket. page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield, put a page counter on it. Remove a page counter, draw a card. I think I have that one. How do they know your commander is trash? I don't know. They have some kind of ranking on the back end. Oh, I can get the dual land. Sick. I think unfortunately this is not going to be much of a game because our opponent should have mulliganed but didn't. Hey, Oreo, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ooh. It's a real shame their deck is non-functional here, because our hand's real good. Lands you control, non-token creature you control, or forest in addition to their stuff. Alright, I think we're gonna murder that one. Oh. Oh, we can't murder it, chat, because it's a land. Rude. The animation on this card's so good. I just wanted to murder it with the Maelstrom Pulse, chat. I was not allowed. Okay. Got some extra lands from hand. And I think we're just passing, huh? I guess I can draw with this. I think I want to trade Frog for Soul here. Klothys EDH is probably pretty good at turning Klothys into a creature, I have to imagine. Oh, I forgot to float mana. Word. Watch this be the time we draw the instant.
The hunt begins.
The hunt begins. Heroic intervention! Well, that's rude. Indestructible. Chat. I prefer my opponent's creatures be destructible. How am I supposed to harness infinity if you exile my graveyard, opponent? The Phoenix kills my Garruk here, unfortunately. Awaken Inferno. Wow.
I'll burn it up here.
I was expecting this game to kind of be a runaway after how it started, but we're actually playing a game here. Yikes.
Well, that that's spicy.
That one is spicy. Okay, so what do we think of make wolves sweep with Crux of Fate to get rid of this, so that way this can't become a creature? That's probably bad. Killing the wolves would mean this can't kill this, though. This Crux just isn't doing a whole lot.
We are the apex predators.
Yeah, if they draw a red source, we get caught by that. Honestly, the Klothys plus the Chandra could do a real number to us here.
There are some things that
Wearing us down pretty quick.
Let's get toasty.
Yeah, Chandra can target walkers, but that would mean she's not giving us an emblem for the term sporadic, and it would mean that their Chandra would be going away, so that would be a fine exchange. Okay. Finally hit a decent couple of draws here. Gold Span Dragon is scary. Binding with only one legal target. Accurate. If we do this and kill the Phoenix. Really? They're conceding to the Ugin. Okay. I mean, I guess we're pretty far ahead. I guess I could sweep the board there, and then they just have only dragon left over. That's probably accurate. You're supposed to -5. As it resets the Klothys. I mean, even if they kill with their dragon, I have Crux left over. Way more interesting, Ranger. I was ready to start Ratchet and Clank early. Now we're gonna been playing this all the way out to the end. It's been a good time. Definitely gonna be playing more Brawl this week. And honestly, outside of historic deck submissions, we might be a mostly Brawl stream this week. Yikes. This is also bad. So let's recover from our mulligan at least. Let's do. Attacks. For each player, choose target permanent that player controls. Sacrifice those permanent. Sacrifice permanent reveal cards top of the library and puts onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card. Weird. Oh, it's a crashing drawbridge, chat. That's great. The modern content is not popular enough to be able to do more than one deck per day. I'm enjoying modern, but when push comes to shove, arena formats are a lot more popular. So if there is an arena format that I'm enjoying and seems fun, that will always be my primary focus on this channel. like, mana rocks are just good, right? And this just does, eventually has, like, this big payoff on it. Seems like a neat card. Rude. Really want to draw a land here? Doomblade. Not so great against that. I guess I can Doomblade the drawbridge, then they can't haste this next turn. Yeah, I mean, I plan to do plenty of Modern. So like the stream every day this week, we're going to be starting with the Modern League. Modern, I agree with you, Modern has been fun, and Modern Horizons 2 is excellent. We started with Modern this morning too. Tron was a good time. So trophies like an answer to a commander, because like it gives them a land.
Watch out. These woods get dark.
All right, and then
Cannot run.
we just want to be like the fun police at this point, right? And I want to like Vastwood Surge plus Grim Tutor set up Ugin for next turn. I have a snow for each, right? I don't have a snow swamp yet. Sure, I mean, there's lots of reasons why Magic Arena content is more popular. The client being much better looking is definitely part of it. I don't blame people, I don't blame the viewers for the Modern content being less popular. That's just me stating a fact that it is less popular. It's just me stating reality. God, that animation is so good.
You cannot run or hide.
Should this card be legal in this format?
What you sow,
I kind of feel like this card maybe shouldn't be legal. It just like goes in everything. Well, I don't even know that. I think saying Winota's gotta go is probably a little silly. Because like, what's the word I'm searching for? Winota can be power leveled out by the fact that you just like break up. Yeah, it should be banned because it's like Smuggler's Copter. It's like the TLDR. Field of the Dead's in every deck as well. I don't know. Field of the Dead doesn't have as big of an impact as like this does. It seems like there's plenty of ways to go over the top of one Field of the Dead in this format. This card just being like a reset button that everybody gets to play seems a little meh. I don't know if that's true, Drucken. That really hasn't been my experience so far. If I play this, I have 7 lands. Do I have an untapped land in here? So I could play this. I could play a land, and then we can harness infinity. To infinity and beyond. And this is pretty unlucky. We have to discard here. Yes, yeah, that too, what Derek said. One field is way less obnoxious than 4. Wait, it's an instant? Holy shit. Listen, chat, would you believe I've never cast that card before? Would you be surprised to find out that that is the first time I've ever cast Harness Infinity? And now we know, and knowledge is power. So we'll do better next time. At some point I'm gonna cast you, little Gitrog Monster, but that point is not this turn. Can I upload this gameplay to YouTube? Yeah, pretty much everything that I stream that I think is interesting games of Magic will end up on YouTube, so. This whole segment of us doing Historic Brawl today will end up on YouTube, and then, what's it called? We're gonna be doing Historic Brawl probably tomorrow and most other days this week. It continues to be fun. We'll definitely be doing it again tomorrow, and if it's fun tomorrow, we will do it some more after that as well. Play my green-black mid-range deck, chat. Oh, Ulamog's in my deck. I forgot Ulamog was in my deck. Definitely should have Ulamagged.
Return to the essence of my flames burn beyond.
Crunch, crunch. It's fun. We didn't get to draw quite as many cards as I might want to, but yeah, I mean, that was good. I think the more I think about it and the more I see it in action, lumping all the tryhards together into the same kind of try-hard subcategory seems like it makes a lot of sense and generates more interesting games. I definitely was not really enjoying myself when we started with Winota, and I ended up having a pretty good amount of fun when we switched over to Gitrog Monster for like the last 2/3 of our brawling today. I'm gonna have to import and get some other things set up. I think I have. What's my stream queue look like for decks? So I've got two historic deck submissions waiting to be played after today, but they've both been requested for Tuesday. So I think tomorrow we are definitely going to do some more Brawl for the Arena segment. Honestly, I think we're going to do all Brawl for the 3 or 4 hours we play Arena tomorrow. So if you have Brawl ideas and you're a sub, feel free to tag me. I'm going to unmute the Singleton channel in the subs Discord. Believe it or not, I haven't been in there previously, but I'm going to unmute that channel. If you have ideas of decks that look sweet that are in the trash tier, feel free to send them my way. I'm going to queue up a couple of things to play with. If you have something you want to donate money to guaranteed get played, I would take a donation deck submission for Historic Brawl for sure, but I will just entertain the ideas, just looking for sweet things to play if you have things that you want to tag me in, even without donations. So it's fun. If you missed any of this set, we've been playing Historic Brawl for almost 2 hours. It'll all end up on YouTube. As always, you can check that out, and the segments from tomorrow and everything will end up there as always too. For the rest of today's stream, I'm going to fire up the PlayStation. We're going to start the new Ratchet and Clank.